what's up, Jason fans? This is Martin 446 today bringing you a redo review on yet once again a Jason Voorhees figure. Today we're having a look at Neca Cult Classics Series 1 Friday the 13th Part 7 The New Bloods Jason Voorhees. Yet again, another Jason redo review. Requested from a great friend of mine called Killer Linkin Park 1, which also was Super Arnold 941, and he did a request to do a redo on the Friday the 13th Part 7 Jason, and it was actually a great idea because back in the day in May 2010, which was the time I was 2 years younger, I had a little lighter voice. I did actually a review on this one, and I was, if you compare this review to the other review, it is way different, because in that time I had a way too fast of a voice. I was very, I was very active and all kinds of stuff. So I want to bring a redo review on the Friday the 13th Part 7 Jason. Let's start. So here we got Jason in all his glorious splendor. Of course, this is one of the very first Jason Voorhees figures made by Neca in Series 1, which is a long time ago, almost 10 years ago. And the attention of detail for Series 1 is done very, very great. You got the ripped pants, the ripped clothes, the very iconic look of Jason in Friday the 13th Part 7, which is awesome. Neca really brings the Part 7 Jason feeling into this figure. I think that is just phenomenal. Phenomenal. You got the ripped the ripped clothes, the decayed teeth. No, I'm sorry, not teeth, flesh, flesh. It's ripped cage, which is exposed. It's ripped gloves, which he acquired in Friday the 13th Part 6. You got the chain when Tommy hit him down at the bottom of Crystal Lake in Friday the 13th Part 6. And you got this exposed back with the shoulder blades, which are looking very creepy. Again, you got some very nice ripped clothes. His ripped pants. And one of the gripes I do have with the figure, if you see this, I must say, if you had this figure, it's quite a large figure. It is absolutely a large figure, and it's one of the biggest Jason figures I do have in my collection. And he's not standing straight. He has this pre-posed bent leg pose, and he's still almost actually 8 inches with this sort of pose. If I bring in comparison, here we do have a 7-inch Terminator figure from the very first Terminator movie, Arnold Schwarzenegger, SCT-800, the Technor version. This is Jason, and this is the Terminator. This should be the right size, but because of the bent legs, it does seems a little, a little too large in my personal preference. But it really doesn't say that the figure is bad or something like that. The detail is again fantastic. Take a look at the face. You got the very broken looking hockey mask, which again does have some very great detail. And one thing that was always nice about the Neca Jasons is you can take the mask off. Same with the Mescos, except for the remake Jason and the Jason Goes to Hell Jason, but that kind of makes sense. Got the broken piece right there and the X mark on the top of the mask. And I think the face sculpt is just phenomenal. Just phenomenal. It really brings the Kane Hodder Part 7 Jason into this figure. And I think Neca did a spectacular job. Get the very, very gross looking teeth. He has no eye, no nose. You got this part of his mouth is ripped off. Got his one eye, his beady one eye. You got the marks on his head, the Part 3 mark right here, and the machete mark in Friday the 13th Part 4. And very, very creepy looking face, but it really brings the Part 7 Jason and the Part 7 feeling into this figure, which is fantastic. Taking back the mask on, right here. In a way of this articulation, here comes the part that is a downside of his figure. Of course, Neca Cult Classics, you know, they do have articulation, but really not the best. He does have a tight swivel in his head. He does have a swivel on his shoulder, the articulated swiveled shoulders. You can rotate the elbow, and there's articulation in the hand, only a swivel again. And there is also a swivel at the waist. Nothing in the legs, but that's it of the articulation. In a way of accessories, Jason comes with a very nice, a very beautiful looking display base. Back in the day when Neca did Neca Cult Classics, they made this awesome looking display bases. In every figure you get from this from the Neca Cult Classics, I'm sorry, you got these awesome display bases, especially in the first series. You got some grass, some rocks, some dead leaves. You got a tree stump right here with an X mark. I will later come into the X mark, but the attention of detail is again freaking incredible. One of the nicer details are, because here, there stands ER. So it seems that two camp counselors fell in love with each other, and they marked their names into the tree. And on the other side you got Freddy Lives. So it seems that one of the camp counselors maybe got Freddy Krueger in him. Maybe not. And the other accessories from Jason's are a spear. More like a harpoon spear. Again, very nice considerable detail into the spear or harpoon, it's a matter of preference. And the nice thing is, it kind of feels like wood, which is very cool. A very nice little touch, so it really shows how Neca plays with the details and gives you know, the attention of their details. You got, of course, an axe with Jason. That explains the axe mark. Very big looking axe too. Look at the size. Look at the size of that. Very weathered looking axe as well. It does seems it also used a lot. To get the axe into the tree mark is pretty simple. Just like that. Now I get a very nice display. And also he came with this very trusty, very classic, very common machete. Nice machete too. It's big as well. You got some nice aged detail into the machete. I'm sorry. Here's Neca's thing. They actually instead of Mesco, when Mesco actually puts some particular blood in the machete, they gives us a pretty shiny, I must say, a pretty shiny looking machete, which is looking very nice. You can of course put Jason's machete into his hand and then get it on his base like that, and there you got the very cool looking Jason. But a very cool looking Jason, you know, the little oversized scale of the figure isn't too bad, and the lack of articulation, you know, is pretty common into the figures of Neca Cult Classics. If I probably give this a rate on this figure, it's not one of my favorite Jasons in my collection, but it's still a very awesome figure. I give him a 7.5 or an 8. About the movie Friday the 13th Part 7, to be honest with you, it's not one of my favorite Friday the 13th. I love the way how Jason was, you know, designed, and, you know, again, designed, and Kane Hodder did a spectacular job with Jason. But the look of, you know, again, the look of Jason was fantastic. The weathered look and that zombie thing looked awesome, and still Friday the 13th Part 7 is not one of my favorites. The reason why, maybe it's just me, but I still can get in that, you know, teen story. By the way, if you've never seen Friday the 13th Part 7, you might, you know, click the video away because I will tell some spoilers. that whole Tina story, to be honest with you, it's pretty nice to put together, and kind of explainable, but still, nah, not that big of a fan of the Tina story. The other little gripe I do have is you know, there weren't much kills. They weren't as gory as I thought it was going to be, which is a little bit of disappointment. Maybe the reason why I think is when the producers showed the you know, the movie at the, you know, the people who control the rules of the movies when you put a movie in the theater or something like that, they thought it was way too gory, so they actually you know, reshot or they actually cut some scenes off, which is kind of a disappointment. But still, rules. I don't know. But still, Friday the 13th Part 7 was a pretty good Friday the 13th in my personal preference. The Jason was the big seller in my personal opinion. Again, Kane Hodder did a spectacular job to playing Jason, and the final battle was, you know, pretty unrealistic but pretty epic as well. So with the review, I kind of explained my you know, my opinions of Friday the 13th Part 7. But that was my redo. That was a video from March 4 to 46. And I'll see you guys next time with another review.